Let us see then. 12.
डाउन करना है डाउन करना नेक्स्ट डाउन करना नेक्स्ट
Good afternoon, everyone. Respected dignitaries on and off the dais, and our dear learners. Today, I am going to present my seminar topic: Implementing NEP 2020 in Teacher Education Institutions, Decoding Pedagogic Inertia and 5B Comfort Zone. So, imagine for a moment the massive paradigm shift that we are all currently in. The NEP 2020 mandates and handles the power to the teacher education institution to transform our classroom setup into hubs of active, experiential, and knowledge construction based learning model. So, it is basically a transformation from behavioristic transformation towards the hermeneutic learning. So, grounded in the theoretical brilliance of Piaget, Vygotsky, and Brunner, this pose the ultimate goal is to foster cognitive, and it has become a gold standard for instruction model for lesson planning. But there is a twist to the plot. But I pose this 5E model is often putting us to hold us from exploring new cognitive models which may approach towards higher order thinking skills. So the core concept of my paper is pedagogic inertia. So pedagogic inertia can be defined as the tendency of an educational institution to remain stagnant or continue what is already been going on. That is following the 5E model, though it has been rooted in constructivist pedagogies. So first, basically the 5E instruction model poses as incumbent. Next, while there are other better options available like icon model, which the components which mainly hinders anatomy of inertia can be classified into 4 categories. First one will be the psychological barriers, institutional barriers, cultural barriers, and the resource barriers. So starting with our institutional barrier, our education system functions like a massive supertankers. They are incredibly hard to turn because of maybe large classroom sizes, rigid traditional curriculum, or the curriculum which has been continued since decades. No curriculum changes contemporarily to the demands of the present situation. The next comes the psychological barriers. This push educators beyond their familiar routines, drop their efficacies, and triggers a deep fear of failure, sending them into a management stage of concern. Then comes the complexity paradox and cognitive overload. The icon model is incredibly effective, but it demands a heavily scaffolded, cognitively enriched classroom. Sometimes even require AI expert systems to manage students' advising. But if we drop the massive logistical effort and the massive multiple interpretations of icon model onto them, it triggers severe cognitive overload. In order to overcome such kind of inertia, I have certain three interventions. That is, first one will be a resource scaffolding where we will be providing our future, the teacher education institution will be provided with enough resources maybe for augmented reality or AI setup, classroom setup, and a scope for higher interpretations. The next would be psychological safety nets. The main thing means the psychological safety nets. It acts like suppose a new teacher tries to attempt or experiment through new pedagogical models into the classroom. So he or she must be given the sufficient cushion that even if he or she may fail in attempting it, it should not pose him or her as a threat. And third, the systemic assessment reform by providing holistic progress cards as mandated in NEP 2020. So these are my interventions, which would, if we implement it successfully, it may lead to the higher ecosystem. So by resolving this underlying friction, Indian teacher education institution can finally bridge the gap between our policies and high aspirations today. Thank you, ma'am.
ताली जे मारिदेल जहाँ शुणिल टे कह सार कहले से पढ़ेले जहाँ कहले कि बुझीए ना कि सन्देह रहा ना पूरा बुझी जाइए
Thank you very nice presentation. This will give us psychological safety nets. And another thing is you say that teachers fear to implement those what the icon model in the classroom. Yes, actually I don't understand that point.
Okay, thank you for the question. Ma'am, you have asked the meaning of psychological safety nets and whether teacher is attempting that or not.
Whether teacher fears to use icon model in the classroom for any of the things.
I guess that answer is partially yes, because we have deeply means mandated. Means if I speak of my teacher internship programs, we have been instructed that we would only be following through 5B lesson planning. Even if there is chances that one student might go and implement icon model, the fear is that whether it will be easily be done within the stipulated time frame. That's the fear of completing the course and being judged, means how the where the intern is actually means executing that, how it will be received. So providing that safety net means we are just cushioning that, we are just granting the freedom to the intern or our educators to try and implement new models, be it through icon or we can say other models like inquiry based learning, where we are trying to develop interpretation skills. So that will be the.
If the students are given opportunity and freedom to utilize any other method other than that is provided in their institution. Like when I was in my period, we were making assemblies with other private model method, and now I don't know whether private model is still used or not. But is it a better method than private model method, or it has its own advantages?
The questions lie because there are no major empirical studies on icon-related methods, but it has posed on various fields, be it biology, ecology, and political science. What I have gone through the papers, I found that they are equally competent, and it do pose hermeneutic learning, where major focus is given on the interpretation skill of a learner. That's all.
In the interpretation skill development is very
Yes, in Icon model there is a scope for divergent interpretations. Like we have multiple manifestation a step in Icon model.
How much presentation are left now? Another 15. So, with the kind consent of the chair, I request Dr. Bhuvneshwari Mishra and Dr. Nivedita Kaur, assistant professors of this college, to take over the session, and they have to chair the session for the next presentations. Thank you. And I want them also to advise the presenters to be brief in their presentation so that we can conclude and we can start the cultural program soon. Okay? Students will be given another 15 minutes for a refreshment. After that, they will come and enjoy their culture. Thank you, Jagan Maya. I am now inviting Dr. Bhuvneshwari Mishra and Dr. Nivedita Kaur to take over the chair. And our next presenter is Itisri Priyadarshini, DPIASE Berhampur Research Scholar. I am requesting all the presenters, as far as possible, they should complete their presentations within 3 minutes, because we have to start our cultural programs next, and question answer session will be within 1 to 1.5 minutes. Okay.
Good evening, all of you present over here. Respected dignitaries present on dais, off dais, all the respected students and my research fellow mates. The title of my paper is Reimagining Teacher Education Through Competency-Based Curriculum Design in the Light of NEP 2020. Okay.
Down.
So, mainly, it is regarding the, see, we are here for the national seminar for the restructuring of the higher education. Higher education can only be molded only if the quality of the teacher education in the higher education should be reimagined or restructured. Okay, so teacher education is the, teachers are the backbone of the younger minds and which will be fruitful for the well-being of the younger generation or younger society. Okay, the National Education Policy 2020, basically the National Education Policy is 2020 is basically have a major role in teacher education formation. Like the teacher education should be done only on the basis of the teachers, should be done only on the basis of the teachers, students. It should be a paradigm shift from the teachers or lecture method to the towards the learner centered methods. Okay, so teacher educations play a vital role in improving the quality of schooling, and traditional curriculum focuses more on the content rather than competencies. Okay, NDP 2020 emphasizes competency-based learning and transformation in teacher education. Teacher education program needs redesigning to develop professional competencies on knowledge, skills, attitudes, and values. Emphasizes learning outcomes and practical teaching abilities. Encourages critical thinking, problem solving, and reflective practices. Promotes learner-centered and inclusive pedagogy. Why there is a need to reimagine teacher education? Because of the rapid changes in education as well as in technology. Technology and education should go parallel, hand in hand. Requirement of the inclusive and learner-centered classrooms and align with reforms proposed in the NDP 2020 specifically. Objectives of the study: to explore the concept of competency-based curriculum design in teacher education, to align how NDP 2020 emphasizes competency-based teacher preparation, to suggest strategies for reimagining teacher education programs. These are the conceptual framework how a teacher can inbuild or how a teacher can be reimagined or structured on the basis of competency-based curriculum. Teacher education formation, for example, experiential learning, innovative teaching methods, continuous assessment, professional development, which will gradually at the last will give improved teaching as well as quality learning outcomes. Strategies for implementation: curriculum redesign based on competencies and learning outcomes, integration of experiential learning and internships, use of ICTs and digital pedagogy, continuous assessment and feedback mechanisms. Expected outcomes would be development of competent and reflective teachers, improved teaching effectiveness, better student learning aligned with the 21st century educational needs. So the conclusion would be competency-based curriculum design can transform a teacher education. NEP 2020 provides a strong framework for the reform. Reimagining teacher education will help prepare future-ready teachers, which will gradually also help in generating future young minds. Thank you.
Thank you, Vidya for presenting the topic. And for the first time, I think from out of all the papers, this paper is related to teacher education. So now it is open for discussion and for question. Anyone interested to ask the question can ask. Or any suggestion?
No one is there. So my question. So there is ITIF, Integrated Teacher Education Program, and in the 14 college there is standalone paid college, and MSc course is going on. So if you compare the ITIF, that is the program, and the standalone paid program, what we think which is more profitable and educational for new modern society? Which program?
Ma'am, I can take an example from my own life. That is, when integrated BEdMed started in RI Bhopal, we were the second batch. The first batch were when it was started, the whole means what the motto of that starting of integrated BEd on an experiential basis, only to deliver India good quality of teacher educators, which was means it is very uncommon at that point of time. But now, if the Odisha government is also approaching towards the means से जिनसटा को ओडिसा रे भी जति लागू करिया को जाउची आईटीपी सबु यूनिवर्सिटीज रे only and only on the basis to promote कि higher education रे जेमति के better quality of teachers provide करा जाओ, so that सेमन जो resources की जहाँ भी lack करू जंदी आउ further coming future रे से जिनसटा आउ lack न
You want to have question? No? Okay. Next project. Thank you.
Thank you, Vidisri madam. Our next presenter is Bolaram.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Respected chairperson, honorable judge, respected scholars, and participants, and my dear friends. Myself, Bolaram Jena. I'm a second year DPIASE Berhampur. I'm going to present my seminar topic: digital transformation of higher education in NEP, light of NEP 2020. Today, I would like to present my topic: digital transformation in higher education, light of NEP 2020. With the rapid growth of digital technology, higher education experience significant changes in teaching, learning, and academic management. NEP 2020 encourage to use digital platform, make education more effective.
Down.
The National Policy of Education. The National Policy of Education 2020 presents strong vision integration digital technology into education system, make learning accessibility, inclusive, flexibility, and higher quality. The policy recognizes that technology can transform teaching, learning, assessment, and academic administration of higher education. NEP 2020 to have development digitalization to our higher education, individual digital learning, technology, interactive teachings, estimate of a national education transformation, whatever any TF, digital infrastructure, teaching training. The role of ICT enhancing teaching learning process, development of our higher education, accessibility online resource, supporting online and blended learning, improving communication skills, and promoting inclusive education. Digital blended learning means we have presently teaching learning development teaching learning process emphasize the interaction physical classroom teaching digital technology to improve quality education. This approach known as digital learning and blended learning, which combine traditional face-to learning with online digital methods. The benefit of digital learning. The digital information higher education refer to the integration digital technology into teaching, learning, research, and academic administration. It is play a crucial role improving quality, accessibility, and efficiency of education. When digitalization our education, the improve access our education, flexible learning opportunity, enhancing the teaching learning methods, opportunity research, and effectively academic administration and development digital skill. The digital transformation in higher education improve access, learning support, flexibility, help student development essential digital skill required 21st century. We have some challenges of digital education, like lack of infrastructure. We have lack of infrastructure, digital literacy, high cost of technology, and data privacy and security issues. Then conclusion. The conclusion: digital transformation is playing the vital role shaping in higher education system. The national education policy strongly emphasizes the integration digital technology, enhance the quality assessment, flexibility of education through the innovative learning platforms, digital resource, ICT integration, and blended learning models NEP 2020 to create more inclusive technology divide education systems. However, the challenges such as digital divide, lack of infrastructure, limited digital literacy. Therefore, with proper infrastructure, teachers training, policy support, digital transformation can significantly higher education, prepare students and digital transformation.
No, madam, question बताइए. Time है. 15 दिन हो चुके. काली पुलिस को मरने में yes, 15 दिन. No question, no question. जाओ.
No question.
Thank you.
Estimate कौन लोग? Photo. Found it? Found it. Not take a new item. Mobile state of Is it repeated name now?
Good afternoon, chief guest, respected teachers, fellow mates, projectors, my dear juniors. I am Subhasmita Das, standing before you all to present national seminar topic on integration of Indian knowledge system in higher education curriculum with reference to NEP 2020. Now I am going to Okay. Now I am going to introduce my topic. First, introduction. What is Indian knowledge system? Indian knowledge system is a structured transmission of knowledge from one generation to another generation, aiming to bridge ancient wisdom with the modern need for holistic and sustainable solutions. Next, why? Next, why implementation of IKS is important in higher education? First formula, it defines Indian. It defines Indian traditional knowledge heritage. Next one, it promotes the unique inter-area of learning and living. Next one, it encourages holistic and value-based education. Next one, national education policy.
এটা রাখো
Next is national education policy NEP 2020 कौन कहिची IKS ऊपर first one है it promotes Indian knowledge system. First emphasis is promotion of Indian language. First is promotion of Indian knowledge system, Indian languages, arts and culture. Next is it provides training to faculties on IKS. Therefore emphasis is to create an association between artists and higher education institutions.
Go to our next slide.
Next is
Next is the significance of Indian knowledge system integration in higher education. First point is enhance multidisciplinary learning. Next is promote cultural heritage and identity. Next, encourage ethical and sustainable practices. Next is foster innovation research. Next opportunities IKS implement होगा जरा higher education में opportunities कौन रहुची. First point है protection of cultural heritage. Next है interdisciplinary research. Next है promotion of sustainability. Next skill and entrepreneurship development. Last one enhancing cultural identity and global influences. तापर असला challenges in integrating IKS. First is pedagogical and methodological differences. Next is curriculum design and syllabus constraints. Next is limited faculty expertise. Next is documentation, standardization and accessibility issues. Tapare interdisciplinary integration barriers. Next is resource and the institutional constraints. Tapare worldwide acknowledgement. Ma'am, suggested strategies ଅଛି. First होची NEP 2020 एटा suggest କରିଛି.
ଆଠଟା ଅଛି ଆମେ ଦେଖିଲୁ.
ନା curriculum integration and development. ତାପରେ होची faculty training and pedagogical representation. ତାପରେ होची interdisciplinary research and innovation hub. ତାପରେ होची multidisciplinary blend research oriented training. सती थापला.
Thank you, Mr. Sridhar. I have a question that was not related to the topic, but I have a query. Is Indian knowledge system increases the ethical value among you all, MA students like that? If it is integrated in B.Ed syllabus, MA syllabus or B.Ed syllabus, it is integrated in, it is integrated in all the PG syllabus of the Berhampur University.
Ma'am, PG with the UG before.
In UG, but I think our students' moral value and ethical value day by day deteriorate. So is it? You think that how?
Integrate होगा जरा higher education आपने जो कहो particularly B.Ed institution में ethical moral value development है ही पर बामे क्षेत्र पढ़ी बा किंती के आगो काल ancient time ले किंती बड़ मन को respect दिया उथिला मन कथा किंती माने आमे जेंते आमे कम करूचे बेसी frustrated होई कि candidate level high रहउची हम जोडी न कहबा कथा में से situation में आमे कथा कहि दउछु सेटा implement होगा जरा moral value ethical value spiritual value physical value सब develop हेई करिया.
Okay.
I have a question. If we will include this IPS in higher education, do you think that the objective of including this it will be achieved? खाली 100 मार्क पेपर गोटे पढ़ी देले सतरे कोन इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम हे जीवो की?
No ma'am, practical side माने practical field रे हम जे कि सेटा experience करिबा दरकार. माने practical based होबा दरकार मैम जे practical based मैम जिंती के एस्ट्रोलॉजी ऊपर हम सेटा को न सिखले हम किछ करबे खाली पढ़ी देले सेटा किछ इंप्लीमेंट हे परलानी ठीक से हम खाली पेपर पेन पढ़िले एग्जाम देले पेन पेपर हे जाय की practical skill develop हे परनी किछ भी तेनो practical में रखा दरकार.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.